The armed forces parading on the nation's streets, no longer in action in places like Afghanistan, but still active. Appreciative crowds still turn out for displays like this, but what about those who are less visible? Veterans whose experience of Iraq or Afghanistan is injury or PTSD, and whose legacy is a lifetime of care. That's where the Armed Forces Covenant comes in, our country's legal requirement to respect and appreciate our military. It's a promise from the nation to treat service people and veterans fairly. The government may have put the Armed Forces Covenant into law, but it's up to communities, councils and businesses to make it work. And that means more than just signing a contract. It means real access for service personnel and veterans to healthcare, quality housing and employment, and proper support for their families.
For local authorities, it could be to ensure that a family member gets their child into a place at school if they've just moved to an area. It could be that a family member retains their place on a national health waiting list. For businesses, it could be around the use of BFPO addresses and shadowing those with normal postcodes so that people's credit history can be maintained and services can be delivered to those BFPO addresses.
How is it all paid for?
The government have given over £100 million in LIBOR funds for us to fund specific areas of disadvantage. And now, in recognition of their enduring support of the Covenant, this government has given us £10 million every single year to fund specific areas. So this year, for example, some of that money will go to local authorities to help them deliver on the Covenant. Some of it will be about better integration in the community of armed forces and civilian populations. We're also looking at supporting families in stress.
So 2 years after Afghanistan, for how much longer will the Covenant be needed?
If it became second nature that every person in the country suddenly thought, well, actually, therefore we need to make sure we're not disadvantaging them inadvertently, then we wouldn't need it anymore. We've delivered. But I don't think that's terribly realistic, and it's not realistic. It's even less realistic, ironically, having come out of Afghanistan, because we're less in the public eye. And therefore, actually, there's more need to remind people that the armed forces community have given up something and that they shouldn't be disadvantaged. So I would say it will go on for a very considerable time.